Hi and welcome to Total Recall. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics and Fantastic Four Grand Design.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And you can check out my new comics that I work on Patreon. Just search Tom Scioli. And you can follow me on Twitter at Tom Scioli.
Follow me on Instagram at cinema_tomb.
So, there was some sad news this week. Richard Donner, famous director of Superman, the original Superman, and then the Donner cut. He died this week.
Yeah, rest in peace, Richard Donner. Our movie labs would never be the same without you being in Hollywood and doing what you do. We love you.
Yeah.
Like, huge fans here.
Yeah, he was 91 years old and 91 years young.
91 years young, like Murderer's Row of flicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's like, personally, like, that first Superman is like such an important movie. And like, just from as a little kid, that's like, that like formed my whole idea of like Superman and stuff. And like, people talk about like, oh, are you a Batman guy or are you a Superman guy? Like, I've always been like a Superman guy, and I really do trace it back to that, the Richard Donner directed. Batman's pretty awesome. Yeah, Batman's awesome.
But like when I was little, it was kind of like thinking back, all Superman. I remember I had the Superman pajamas and like with the little cape on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't even close. Like when I was a teenager, I started going in like a Batman direction more, and I think that's typical.
How it goes. But
I once I got out of my teen years, came right back around to Superman.
I remember like being on the seesaw, jumping off, but like trying to sing the John Williams music.
Oh yeah, that music's like unforgettable. Like I've like watched that movie so many times, and then also like the Donner cut of Superman 2, and I'm just like in awe. Like I just get kind of exhausted thinking about like what it must have been like to film this, because it's like all these different locations, all these different like story elements, and then add on like all the stuff he had to film for Superman 2, at the same time. And it's like, man, how does a human being do this?
I always felt like with him, he did like the Lethal Weapon movies, which I love so much. I felt that he was like, for action movies, it was like the Amblin, like the Steven Spielberg of like your action movies.
Yeah, maybe like the Steven Spielberg of like, like R, rated R.
Yeah,
it aged up a little bit. Like even Goonies was kind of like, it was like a kid's movie, but like a little bit older.
Yeah, if Steven Spielberg just started just doing hard R action, you get Richard Donner's movies, and I love it.
We did an episode previously that you should check out. It's called, we called it Mario Puzo's Superman. Because we were, what we basically did is we took that like Mario Puzo draft that I think also, went through the filter of, I forget their names, but there was like a married couple. That did the next pass or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like the main gist of that episode was sort of comparing that script and reading that script as a script, but then comparing it to like the decisions that like Richard Donner and Tom Mankiewicz, who kind of did like even though he's not credited as a writer, did sort of like the final writing draft on it. So check that out. We do a lot of like Richard Donner talk in that. Like that's probably like our most complete tribute. To Richard Donner.
We felt we'd be remiss if we didn't give him his due here.
Right, exactly. And so I mean, like the Superman stuff is obvious. Like that's. But like you mentioned, like the Lethal Weapon series, and then like, once I got really like into kind of like Richard Donner like as a director, because like for most of my life it was just kind of like, oh, Superman, I love Superman, and then I think when they started coming out with the DVDs with the commentaries and hearing Richard Donner and Tom Mankiewicz talk about the process and stuff, that kind of put like Richard Donner on my radar. So then I sort of went back and sort of sought out stuff, but then also like would notice his name on things like, oh yeah, Lethal, he's the guy, wait, it's the same guy who did Lethal Weapon. What's it called? The Omen. He did The Omen.
I always forget he did The Omen.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like a Murderer's Row.
Here's my Damien smile.
That must have been really terrifying when you were little.
Oh my God.
There was this like show that was on when I was a kid called Danger Island.
I don't know Danger Island.
I was like obsessed with, and I like recently watched it like on YouTube, it was basically it was like a serial. It was shown, in among cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoon kind of stuff, but it was live action, and so it was, and you'd get like little bits of the story, but like you can go on YouTube and watch the whole thing back to back, and it's amazing. Like it's like, oh yeah, this is the guy who's going to go on to be a big force to be reckoned with.
I'm totally going to check that out. Danger Island.
Yeah, Danger Island. All these great Twilight Zone episodes. Like there's this like great episode about a guy who's like, it's kind of like an escape room or something. He's like in this room and he's told that there's like a bomb that's, if he does the wrong thing in this room, like a bomb's going to go off. So it's like the whole thing takes place in this little
awesome.
It's super cool. So that's one he directed. He directed a bunch of them. And then the one like everybody knows, like maybe like the iconic Twilight Zone episode is like the William Shatner, there's something on the wing.
There's something on the wing. Something on the wing.
he directed that one, and it's like, that's when you think of the Twilight Zone, there's like a handful of episodes that come up, and that's right there.
Every time I'm on an airplane, the flight attendant's like, "Get this guy off there." I'm like, "There's something on the wing. Something on the wing."
Yeah, and then I think of like the John Lithgow remake.
Oh my gosh!
I wonder who directed that. If it was like if they brought Dick Donner back again, because it was kind of like an anthology with different directors.
Wait, my brain! I got it. It's the guy that did Mad Max Fury Road, George Miller.
Okay, because I guess Richard Donner was probably busy being a superstar director that he couldn't come back and do like the remake of. Another like Donner thing that I realized like in retrospect, like he directed Kojak. Like I recently saw like it was like the first episode or the pilot, and like I imagine he directed other episodes, but like I saw that one not too long ago, and it was like directed by Richard Donner, like, and it was amazing. Like it was so great, and it's like you can see how he goes from like Kojak to Superman, because that whole like whenever you have like the gritty Metropolis cops and they're like tailing Otis and stuff, it's like it's so Kojak. And then even like that part in the script for Superman where like he's looking for Lex Luthor and then he finds Kojak. Like I gotta imagine they like slipped that in there because they were trying to get Richard Donner on board. Kojak's so great. Like, say hello to your mother for me. that kind of stuff.
Who loves you, baby?
Yeah, there were. You're gonna tell me something. You're gonna talk. You're gonna tell me something. What do you got to tell me? What do you got to tell me? The guy's like, the Pope smokes grass, and then he's like beats the guy up for saying that. What a great show.
If we ever have to do like a password to get into the Total Recall show, it's like, what's the password? I'm like, the Pope smokes grass.
But yeah, so anyway, like, who loves you, baby? This is our tribute to you, Richard Donner. You're the greatest. We love you, and
we love you, baby.
Yeah, and you'll believe a man could fly, verisimilitude. All that great stuff. And like, by all accounts, just a super great guy. Like, everybody who's worked with him has, like, nothing but good things to say about him. And then when, like, the Salkinds, and there was, like, another guy in addition to the Salkinds, Spengler, I think.
That sounds right.
Yes. But when they, like, fired Richard Donner and then had Richard Lester finish Superman 2, the cast was like, they were ready to like revolt because like, they were just,
so
like,
loyal.
Yeah, I mean, they just had like a real friendship and a real connection with Richard Donner. And it's like, how in the world can you do, Superman 2 or finish Superman 2 without Richard Donner? And we saw the results, Superman 2, fine movie, and it's like, 75%, Richard Donner. So, but like, you see the Donner cut and you're like, oh man, like we really missed out not having him get to like fully finish Superman 2. And then like, yes, Superman 3, if he would have done Superman 3, Superman 4, like the Superman series would still be going.
John Connor goes back in time to prevent the quest for peace.
Yeah, I mean, by the time the Quest for Peace came out, I mean, it was already like long. Like we're gonna do a Superman 3 episode, and again, like like we love it, blah blah blah. But it's like, you can imagine what the Richard Donner Superman 3 would have been, and it wouldn't have been like, the Richard Lester one. It's like, like we love it, warts and all or whatever. But like the Richard Donner one would just be like, like a fist pumping, like, man, this is a great movie, like unapologetically awesome movie. So this has been the Total Recall tribute to Richard Donner. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics and Fantastic Four Grand Design.
I'm Matt Zeoli.
And we'll see you next time.